I have to make a confession. I've skipped some fabric preparation steps before, and I have to say that every time I try to rush through the pattern cutting process and skip that initial fabric prep, the process of cutting the patterns is so much less enjoyable. When the fabric is folded, edges often don't align, and really, textiles sort of have a life of their own when not properly handled, not to mention some of the implications this can have on the finished garment's function and proper fit. The truth is, preliminary steps are important. You don't have to use all the fabric preparation steps that I'll be describing today, but choosing those that are critical for your fabric type is important. What I want you to take away from today's lesson is to really care about your fabric and treat it as a canvas that needs a bit of that initial time investment to give you the best result in the long run. Fabric preparation should be done before the sewing patterns are aligned and pinned to the fabric. Keep in mind that not all fabrics should be prepped using the conventional process described today. Fabrics like leather, suede, those with a waterproof or attached backing may not be manipulated and realigned as described in today's tutorial. Today's process applies mostly to conventional woven fabrics. As a rule of thumb, always iron any wrinkles or creases from the surface of the fabric first. Apply steam when necessary, and if a crease does not come out with extensive steam and ironing, it may be best to avoid this fabric area when placing and cutting your patterns. Start by straightening the fabric ends. Fabric ends are those running perpendicular to the selvage edge, corresponding to the crosswise grain. To achieve proper fabric alignment during pattern cutting, it is important to first straighten the ends of your fabric cut. You can do so by choosing from the following 3 methods, depending on the fabric type and of course a featured print. Pull a single thread from one selvage edge to the other. The line left behind will provide the cutting guide. Slit the fabric perpendicular to the selvage edge, grab a crosswise thread and pull gently towards the opposite end until you arrive at the second selvage edge. If the thread runs out into the fabric's top edge before arriving at the other selvage edge, start over by slitting below the original slit mark. Grab another thread and pull until it arrives at the other selvage. This will form a continuous line. Cut the new fabric end following this formed line. This is the easiest technique used in the process of straightening fabric ends. However, it is not suitable for all fabrics. It works best for tightly woven fabrics with a denser structure. To use this technique, slit into the selvage edge perpendicularly close to the fabric end as shown. Next, pull the slit apart to separate the fabric down its crosswise grain. If you do not arrive at the other selvage edge, start over, this time slitting lower down the selvage edge. Lay your fabric flat on the table, following a defined fabric print line recut to straighten the fabric edge. Use a continuous straight line that is closest to the fabric end. This will ensure you are disposing of the least amount of fabric. Before using this technique, check the body of the fabric and make sure the print has not been applied askew by error at the factory level. Always inspect the fabric before purchasing it, as there's no at-home remedy for this issue, unfortunately. After straightening the fabric ends, it is important to also realign the fabric grain. There's one basic method for fabric realignment, and it involves pulling the fabric along the bias diagonally to rearrange the fabric lengthwise and crosswise threads. Pull the fabric diagonally until the fabric threads are realigned.